Imagine people celebrating, homes filled with light, families laughing, and suddenly the sky starts raining fire. That's exactly what happened in Tehran, Persian New Year, Nowruz, and in that very moment, Israeli airstrikes hit. And here's the shocking part. This didn't come out of nowhere. Or did it? Because there's something hidden in this story, something most people are missing, and by the end of this video, it might completely change how you see this situation. Tehran was glowing that night, streets alive, families gathered, tables full, people hugging, smiling, celebrating a fresh start. Then, a loud explosion. Then another, and then sirens. Just like that, celebration turned into chaos. But here's the thing, this wasn't just an attack, this was a message. Why would Israel strike Tehran, and that too on such a symbolic day? The question is echoing across the world. Let's simplify it. Tension between Israel and Iran isn't new. It's been building for years. A silent war, cyber attacks, secret operations, proxy conflicts. But this time, it wasn't silent anymore. This was direct. A capital city targeted, which means the rules just changed. And that's where things start getting dangerous. Because when two powerful nations move from shadows to open confrontation, it never stays limited. It spreads. But wait, there's a twist here that most people are ignoring. The timing. Nowruz. This isn't just a festival. It's culture, identity, history, pride. Striking on this day, that's not just military, that's psychological. A signal. We can hit whenever we want, wherever we want. Now imagine how that lands inside Iran. People celebrating, suddenly pulled into fear. And now the big question. What happens next? Does Iran stay quiet, or does it respond? And if it responds, how far does this go? Because here's the reality. Iran has missiles, regional influence, allies across the Middle East. So if retaliation begins, this doesn't stay between two countries. Multiple fronts could open, and that's when things spiral. But hold on, there's another layer. Is this really just Israel versus Iran? Or is something bigger moving behind the scenes? Global powers are watching closely. The United States, Russia, China. Why? Because the Middle East isn't just land on a map. It's the world's energy heartbeat. Oil, gas, shipping routes. If this region shakes, the entire world feels it. Fuel prices rise, inflation spikes, economies slow down. So something happening in Tehran can quietly reach your pocket. Yes, even yours. And here's something even more interesting, something not being openly discussed enough. Was this strike just a response or part of a larger strategy? Because in recent weeks, there were signals. Iran strengthening capabilities, expanding influence, making moves that could threaten Israel directly. So did Israel act first to prevent something bigger, or was this meant to trigger escalation? Think about that, because if this is planned escalation, then we're not looking at an isolated event. We're looking at the beginning of a chain reaction. And history has shown us something very clearly. Big wars often start small, a single strike, then another, then suddenly it's out of control. Now let's bring this back to people, ordinary people, in Tehran. What was their fault? They were just living, celebrating, hoping for a better year. And in seconds, everything changed. Fear, confusion, uncertainty. And this doesn't stop at Iran. People in Israel are on edge too, because they know a response could come anytime, anywhere. No warning. And uncertainty is what makes fear worse. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with me? Everything, because in today's world, no conflict stays local. If this escalates, oil prices go up, global markets react, daily life gets more expensive, travel risks increase, even digital systems can be affected. You don't need to be in the Middle East to feel the impact. And here's the part you really need to think about. What if this is just the beginning? What if the real move hasn't even happened yet? Because sometimes the first strike isn't the main event. It's just the signal. And if that's true, then what comes next could be far bigger than anyone is expecting. So now the real question is, are we watching a moment or the start of something much bigger? Keep your eyes open, because the next few days could decide everything. And if you want clear, no-noise breakdowns of what's really happening behind global events like this, not just headlines, but the deeper game, then make sure you stay connected here, because the story isn't over yet.